or get something wrong, but
internalized for a little while. And then process what happened. That's if you want my real candid answer. And then probably just move on. I don't know. It's not. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a hard question, right? Yeah. Chelsea, what about you?
I'm like, I don't get anything wrong.
Well, that is definitely that's one way to manage that.
No, I definitely, in the last like year or two, have worked to come from a place of just seeing what I can learn from when I do something wrong. So I get feedback and I see what I can do to correct it. Also, whose eyes is it wrong? Because if somebody else thinks that I do something wrong, but it was right for me, then I don't feel like I'm in the wrong. So mostly I just kind of look and see, was it wrong for myself and what can I do to make sure that I learn from it and don't do it again.
work.
Right.
What about you, Beth?
Oh man. At first, I used to take it as like criticism, as like as a personal attack, like if you're wrong. But I have learned over, and this was like over the last few years, that it's important to take it as an opportunity to learn something about yourself that you didn't know. So if I got that wrong, it's like, why do I feel like it's a personal attack? Why am I responding this way? And it sort of helps to like mitigate that. So then I have a more measured response. And then I'm like, okay, so what can I learn? What can I do better next time? It's not personal. It's fine. I'll be okay. Ace, what about you? Yes.
Dear diary, no, I think maybe all the same things. I think it's like natural human response to like kind of internalize things for a little bit and think about it. And I think it's very natural for people to feel a little attacked and feel a little down and feel like, everyone else in the world is always doing right and I was doing wrong. I just can't believe I messed up again and blah blah blah. But I think as you get older, you start realizing like, you're doing wrong a lot. And you gotta take that in stride. You gotta take that with a little bit of grace and understanding, and not just for the situation, but like for yourself. I think that overall I've learned to extend grace to myself, where I didn't think I used to do that when I was younger.
Well, I think in general too, like we come from a very programmed place that failure is bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't think that failure, it needs a new rep, you know what I mean? Like it just doesn't, failure is not the end all be all. I think that we have a lot to learn from it, and that's one of the best ways for us to grow. So I don't think that it's that failure should be associated with this just like overall negative
feeling.
I
think that it's really funny that we're talking about failure right now when we're both talking to people who are kind of like in this fitness journey and in this fitness industry, where like even when you're a bodybuilder, like you have to live till failure to be able to grow and realize these things. And in that aspect, like it's a good thing to go to failure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Jesse, why don't you pick a color and I'll pull a card for you and we can read your card. A color is a rainbow.
Oh, green.
Ooh.
Actually, it's right here in the middle, so now you pick a green one. All right, let's start with Chelsea. What is your least favorite food? I love how I go so like really deep. It's just like, hey, what's your least favorite food, girl?
Right?
My least favorite food, I'm not a huge fan of golden beets, like really like root veggies like that have like a super like dirt earthy flavor. I would have to say that's my least favorite. Really, other than that, I've like expanded my palate a lot. I'm not a super picky eater, but if it tastes like I'm licking the ground, then I tend to shy away a little bit.
Last one about you.
I will try the food once. So at least it's hard for me to like think of like what's the least, or like what would I not eat, because I've eaten just about everything. So
I mean, you like the booty hole.
I know I like booty holes, so I'm not really too picky. I guess on what I eat. Like I will try anything, and I'll try a bite of it. I think, well, you know, octopus. Like, I don't like eating octopus. Like, it's too squishy, and they're smart, and they have, like, their tentacles, like the little, I just can't do it. Ugh, it grosses me out.
Don't they have like?
They have, like, they independently control their arms. Like, they do stuff without the main.
Yeah, I think that's what you do.
It's incredible, yeah.
Jesse, what's your least favorite food?
Well, I will say that if you're eating golden beans that taste like you're licking the floor, then somebody didn't prepare them right. Really good. Just add a little bit of garlic and get some olive on them, and then they'll be good. You'll like that.
Yeah.
Is that an invite for you to cook dinner?
Sure. Yeah, let's do it. A very young age, cantaloupe has made me almost nauseous. Like, I like every food, I'll eat everything, try everything. Cantaloupe is just not my jam.
Same. I fucking hate cantaloupe.
I didn't even think about fruit.
Who hurt you?
Right? I don't
I know.
eat fruit, but I'll blend fruit.
See, but that's like,
Yeah.
I will, and anytime someone like has a fresh fruit spread or whatever, I will still always try the cantaloupe. Maybe now I like it.
Today's
Maybe
the day.
Maybe I just wasn't in the mood last time. Maybe my taste buds are off, so I always still eat it, and I just can't get down with it.
Well, I was just thinking your taste buds change over time.
I had a chef be like, if you're ever gonna like it, this is the dish you're gonna like. And I was like, you know what? No. I did try it, and I was like, no.
So he's probably working out on therapy right now, right?
Guys, let's go around and do some introductions. Right?
Sure.
So I'm Wes with Casey Care.
I'm Ace with Woody's KC.
I'm Chelsea Hastings with my damn self.
I'm Jesse Davis, and I'm an independent contractor, a teacher around the town. So,
Nice. So today we're going to be talking about like what a fit mind and body is, what that looks like. It's different for different people, and then we're talking, sort of branch out into what you've done to create that fit mind and body for yourself. And so we'll just share that information. So I think first it's important to know, like, Chelsea, you've had a journey, a fitness journey, and a process for yourself. So can you talk a little bit, like,
And a bit of a transformation.
Right?
I don't even almost since the whole different levels and different relationships, hair colors, different body weights, different friend groups, like it's a lot.
It is a lot. But were you asking anything specific, Wes, or just kind of go into a little
Well,
bit?
yeah, I wanted to know, like, if you're comfortable talking about it, like, before you started your journey, what was that, like, transformational moment where, you sort of, like, this is it, like, this is a Thursday, I'm doing it, it's happening today. Like, where was that, what pushed you to be like, okay, this is it, I'm doing it?
I know I got incredibly upset and sad about the person that I saw when I looked in the mirror, or looked down at my body, the way that my clothes were fitting, the fact that I, couldn't climb any stairs without getting horrifically winded. I just really, overall, I was so consumed by the negative thoughts that I had about my body and just the way I felt about it. I was constantly worried about what other people were thinking. Were they judging the types of foods or the amounts of foods on my plate? Like, were they judging how my clothes fit me? Were they looking at me saying, she shouldn't be wearing that, she should have worn a size bigger? And it just really got to this place where I was, like, fully consumed by nothing but negative thoughts about the way that I looked and I felt about myself.
Yeah.
So there was just one day I decided that I had to do something different, because staying stuck the way that I was feeling was causing myself nothing but misery. So I really just got my ass in gear. I decided that I needed to make some changes. So.
Nice. Jesse, do you have a similar story or something along those lines? Like, what catapulted you into, like, the practice of yoga and a healthy, like, a mind-body mindset?
Well, honestly, I don't have like a super traditional yoga in the past. I didn't even know what yoga was until my mid 20s. I came from kind of a very small town, no satellites, even to this day. Divorced parents, they have spent a lot from each other still. It's just like it's a very tiny town that didn't have any yoga whatsoever. There is actually a teacher that lives there now.
Wow.
But I waited tables for many years and really enjoyed that. That service aspect was pretty good at that and found a good community there. And then started to move into retail with Lululemon, which is a yoga apparel, kind of a higher end yoga apparel store. And that really kind of catapulted me into the yoga practice. I got to practice a lot with them and just decided that that was kind of where I wanted to be. I wanted to be teaching, I wanted to be sharing this practice. And I really believe that yoga is for everybody, no matter where you are at in your physical or mental practice. There is a space that you can create within yourself. So
Yeah.
that's what I do.
No, I like that, like creating that space within yourself. So I think like that makes me think of what you were talking about, where that space that he's talking about, yours was filled with what is everybody thinking about me? What are they judging me on? What are their, and you were filling that void inside you with all that negativity. So you pushed all that away.
Mm-hmm.
And how has that transformation happened for you?
It's definitely been a slow and steady process. There haven't been, too many sprints involved. Really, I started focusing on nutrition first, and I really focused on the things that foods are supposed to do for your body. And some of that, obviously, there's an aspect of around food that comes from entertainment purposes, and then there's the fuel and the things like that. So I really started tackling my relationship with food first, because I went through like diet pill addiction, cocaine addiction, like bulimia. I've tried pretty much everything. As far as like not fueling my body how I was supposed to. I'm like a recovering binge eater, emotional eater, all that stuff. So I've pretty much tried everything except for what I actually should have been trying. Because I wanted a quick fix and an easy way out. And I realized that all of that really was just creating in a whole new realm of issues for myself. So I tackled my nutrition first, and then I started adding in, some physical activity. So I am, as of this morning, down about 90 pounds. When I started my journey, I was over 300 pounds. So I have lost like 90 so far. And I do have a little ways that I want to continue to go. Thank you. But it's just really been incredible to watch how my relationship with food has changed, what I choose to put in my body, what I enjoy putting in my body.
Allegedly.
It's crazy to see what it used to be to what it is now, the things that I crave and the things that I really want to fuel myself with.
I really love that you just said what I crave, and I like having a conversation before with Wes. But not just like, food and nutrition, but that thought process and stuff. And now like that craving part too, like that's a huge thing. And I think a lot of people, especially the young people now, are going through a lot of emotional things where they're binging or emotionally or just being bored at home, like having that like process and not being able to go to the gym and not being able to be outside without a mask or even exercise with a mask. Like that's for a lot of people. So I think it's very interesting. I love the fact that people crave things. Like, what do I crave right now? That scared the crap out of me.
What is happening?
The mailman, just kidding. Is that timer mail? What's going on?
Easy, girl.
I know, my arms got wet real quick. It scared the crap out of me. I was getting shot at. I lost my train of thought, so.
Yes. Well, I'm interested in. I went through your Facebook, like the parts that were public, and you have like a lot of posts where you're talking about gratitude, like your gratitude moment for the day and stuff like that. So was that a process that you started with, or is that something that you developed over the part of this going into your fitness?
It was something that was developed shortly after. I had originally tried to start posting daily gratitudes kind of from the beginning, and it just was something that I continued to find myself not making a priority until I really learned to just make myself in general a priority. And so now I have been doing my daily gratitudes for a little over a year now, where I post them daily. It's just something. I mean, I do have a reminder on my phone because I'm human. I'm busy.
Yeah, we forget.
I have things going on, so I do have a nightly reminder on my phone. But it's just something I have a little routine now before I go to bed. You know, I have a Facebook support group that I check in with. I post my gratefuls, so I just have a little bedtime routine. So posting things that I'm grateful for every day is just something that's part of my life now. It's something that I continue to search for throughout my day, like what's going to make my list, and it definitely helps things just have a little bit more of a positive vibe to the day. So.
Yeah. Jesse, when Chelsea was talking about being at a state where she can start thinking about what our food means, that she's putting in her body as part of her fitness and the cravings, and then thinking about yoga and the fitness side of that, like how important is it to be like that conscious about what you're eating when it comes to a yoga practice, or when you're thinking about your body? And especially with yoga, I feel like you're really focused on core and you're really focused on being attuned to yourself.
Yes and no. I like to give myself a little bit of space, and especially in the pandemic. I've been having ice cream almost every single night just because it makes me feel good, and I'm like, I'm gonna do that because it's something that I can find. And I'm gracious for that ice cream moment in my day. So I do definitely believe that fueling your body with all of the right vegetables and everything like that will have a great improvement. However, if you have a cheeseburger, you can't beat yourself up over having a cheeseburger, right? So I think each day is a new journey a lot of the time. Wherever you are today, give yourself that space to either have a salad or have something really healthy that really fuels you, or have what's on your craving list. Do what is right for you. Is exactly what I would say.
When so you've been having ice cream all year. So do you find like do you work out a little harder? Do you do like an extra yoga exercise? Like, or do you even like compensate for it at all? Like, what's that thought process?
Yes and no. It just really depends on how I feel on that day. I am not, and in this pandemic, I have not been that regimented. Gyms have been closed down. I don't really like working out at home too terribly much, so I haven't been as much. But I'm starting to get back into it, and just recognizing that even a little bit of time off really can physically be taxing when you get back to it, and just understanding that you got to work off your punches burritos somehow, right?
Yeah, I think we were talking about failure earlier. Like, if you've been away from the gym, or if you've gone off your diet, and you're just eating whatever, when you get back into it, you're going to have a lot of failure. It's going to be hard.
Well, and too, I wanted to ask Jesse too, like, how you said ice cream walking, what are some things that you do to, like, pull yourself back in and be like, hey, maybe tonight's not a night that I should eat ice cream. Maybe, tonight's a night I should do a little bit of introspective reflecting.
Yeah, to be clear, I don't have an ice cream 365 days a year. It's like a couple of times a week. But to pull me back into repeat the question is.
Just like pull yourself back into like where you want to be and where you're at. I know a lot of people they do not pretty much 65 days a year either, but they have cheat days and they have moments, especially during the pandemic, where they're just like, well, fuck, it's been 2 weeks and like I'm eating pizza 3 nights a week and ice cream the other 3 nights, and You know, like what are some things that you do to be like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna give myself some grace. I'm just gonna go for a walk. I'm actually just gonna do 20 minutes. You know, I'm gonna do something. Like, what are those things that help pull you back into things?
One thing that really does help me kind of pull back into it is drinking water as soon as I get up. Having a glass of water really initiates that like first rush of health for the day. So even if you're following that straight up with coffee or a hot coffee in some cases, you started out with some hydration, and that will tend to set the day in the pace that it needs to go towards health and not just towards a shitty diet, which happens.
I love that. I think same question to you, Chelsea. I know, like, from what I've seen over the past few months, I love the fact that you're like really getting active with groups. Like, to me, I'm the kind of person. I mean, I do water every morning as well. I think that helps and kind of tries to set the tone, regardless of what. But also, a big thing for me is like getting back into stuff. I always call a friend, rely on a friend, and be like, hey, do you want to go for a walk? Do you want to go to the gym? Do you want to do something?
It definitely really helps me too. I do have a whole online support community. Obviously, I have global support as well as my live-in girlfriend. You know, we live together, and she's incredibly supportive and very helpful with supporting me in what I say I want to do. So that also means that if I say I want to eat pizza, like she's not going to be like, "You said you were going to eat it." You know, so I have a huge online support system. I'm an independent health and wellness coach. So I also have my coach team that I can reach out to if I'm needing some help, kind of like reining things in. There's a ton of different, perceptions of using the scale as a tool. But for me, the scale actually is one of the greatest tools for me because I do track what I eat. No, I don't count macros. I don't measure stuff. I just my body definitely reacts to different foods different ways, and so I do use the scale as a tool to kind of say like, okay, this is how my body's feeling, this is how my body's reacting to what I've been putting in it. So maybe it's time that I get back to what I know works for me, what helps me feel good. Because a lot of that, I do eat a predominantly vegan lifestyle because meat and dairy just don't agree with my system. But there's also things like broccoli. Broccoli is good for you, but my system does not care for broccoli. So it's a huge learning process, and I just really have to remind myself how much better I feel when I'm eating stuff that does agree with me. So it's all just kind of a combination of reaching out to my online support group saying like, hey, it's been a rough couple days. I ate a whole fucking pizza last night. Like, I skipped my workout. I definitely have a community. And also just a sense of like, I do check in with them every day. I answer 4 yes or no questions on, water, workout, stuff like that. Did I engage with the group? So knowing that every day I have to tell them like, yes, I did these or no, I didn't, and give myself a score. Yeah. So it's really that added accountability really just kind of helps me stay on track or reel it back in when I know that I've been performing at a lower rate than I know I'm capable of or know that I really want to.
Right. So, Jesse, you said that you give like yoga workshops or fitness classes, right?
Yeah.
So what has that been like throughout this year? Like being able to have a space to do that and to provide that for people? Because I know yoga can be, like a stress release for myself or a cathartic release, depending on how you're practicing yoga.
Yeah, it's honestly been challenging right now. My class load is about a quarter of what it was before COVID hit. So I'm really just trying to, stay steady and honestly keep my fingers crossed for some kind of stimulus package because that's really what Congress should be doing. Instead of entering into corporate vacuums. Anyway.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, we need to talk about that.
I don't want to digress too far on that subject because we all but I just think that being able to look at where you are in the moment and see, whatever it is that you need to see. If you are bored for that moment, then our best basically be like, okay, what can I do with it is a little bit creative in my mind. If you went to a diet that wasn't that great and you feel overfull or something, get your feet up, rest. I don't see that there would be any limitations of what we're doing. If it's good for you, then you should be looking to do it, right?
Yeah. Have your yeah, I was just wondering, like, if your classes are full with like people, like your dedicated yoga or your fitness individuals who are like, they're always going to be at class, or like as opposed to me who shows up like maybe once every 4 or 5 months, probably not going to the class.
We have a 100% ask policy at City Gym, which is excellent. City Gym, I've only lost one class, and that's only because it was a restorative class where we used lots of props, and right now it wasn't really, it just wasn't conducive to the schedule to use a bunch of blankets in COVID times. Yeah. The other thing that I teach at One Life, we just started back up in August, and we're using gymnastics as well, and it's only live classes as opposed to City Gym, which you have a virtual option. And it's just really just depends on what you're capable of. Are you okay with looking at the screen and using your listening skills to work into a class? And if not, maybe that's something that you need to improve, because that's a good chunk of what yoga is just improving your listening skills physically and mentally. Noticing what's happening within is listening skills. So really, it's just one of those things like, I'm ready for this to be over so that we can go back to normal classes, but I know full well that we're going to be in a video format for a while. It's not going away.
No, it's not going away. And I think adapting to the times, which is where, I feel that, sort of like you get back on track. We're at the end of the year. There's vaccines that are coming available. So people maybe feel that more inclined to like, okay, maybe I can get back onto my fitness habit. Or maybe, I really feel grateful that, there's a possible, way to protect myself outside of just wearing a mask, and socially distancing from others. So there's that feeling of like, I can get back into society. I can go back to the gym. I can go practice a new diet, something along those lines. So I think finding ways to adapt is really important, and knowing that there are spaces available to go and exercise and to do that.
And personally, I'm ready for the moment when they say, Jesse, you can have your vaccine. I'm like,
right. Right in the butt. Someone I saw yesterday on Twitter, somebody posted or tweeted, I should say, that like, when do you think Grindr profiles or your hookup sites will change to say I got my vaccine, as opposed to
because they do pronouns now, and they do like
so now you can be vaccinated.
Like another little. Do you think they would even change the minds of people? You're not all with you.
Right.
That's fine.
Or it's like, I'm vaccinated, but you're not, so like, I'm just gonna hit it anyway.
Yeah, I'm like, I guess you wear a mask and I'm done.
No, it's mask for mask. It's fine.
Yeah. I'm coming up with Jason.
That works. That works. Yeah, I like that. Nice little moment of calm there.
Yeah, well, something that our culture has been doing, but especially during these times, it's been very like something that we have to kind of adapt to. And I will, Jesse still, has an open space in the forum and still, working at gyms that are opening up, City Gym and One Life, and the progression of like how our culture just was like kind of assimilated into this new normal. But I mean, I'm with Jesse. Like, I'm ready for this to go back to normal. I know it's never going to be real normal. I feel like maybe in 10 years it'll be like normal.
Right,
But,
yeah, where people forget what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, American culture, like, I don't know,
Give me
give it a 2 years. The next iPhone generation comes out, everyone's
right
like,
by
oh,
September we'll be fine.
Yes.
But I'm ready for it too. I'm ready for this just to be a little bit. I think that human connection is a lot of what people can do in this world. I love the online too, but like, when I lived in Chicago for 5 years, like I did big money workout like at least 3 to 4 times a week. And that was the only time in my career of nightlife industry that I never worked New Year's Eve because I literally was always in a big home studio doing yoga.
That's so cool.
Until the next year to kind of prep myself and make myself feel better. And so it's important for me too, like, accountability is good and can come from many different forms, but like I'm definitely like a one-on-one person. And if anybody that knows me in business, I prefer to meet in person. I prefer to look you in the eyes and talk to you and like get that vibe and feel like what's going on. So I think it's important for everybody just to kind of find their accountability space, I guess. I don't know what to call it.
Or like find ways to hold yourself accountable. Like I found like we over this course of the year we've transformed our garage, our 2-car garage, into like a 3/4 gym. So one side is a full gym, and then I have like my cardio stuff on the other side. And I was like this whole year I've been sporadic with my workouts, and it's not like there's no reason not to. The gym is right there. I'm home 90% of the time. And so I needed some form of accountability. So we had like a wall with like dry erase marker stuff on it. So I just started writing on the walls and being like, okay, this is the week that I'm working out. These are the days. What workouts have I done? And I started taking pictures at the end of every week. And I saw like, oh, I know what days I skip now. I was like, and it's a pattern. It's the same days. I always skip a Sunday. I always skip Thursdays. I was like, come on, like, why am I doing that? It's like, just be more consistent, but having that accountability, I didn't know I was doing that because there was no visual record for me to see it. It was like every day sort of feels the same when you're at home. So keeping myself accountable, I really agree. Like that really does work. Like, and if it's, you said you're in a multiple groups, right?
Yeah. So I have my coach team, which is like just who are looking through their business, and then I have my monthly support group, which is like a no judgment journey. So it's having people at all levels. I mean, there are people that have been in the group since last year and have not left. There are people that just joined this month. So it's just an ongoing thing where it's just that added level of accountability and check-in and just like that presence, and maybe people are comfortable sharing with us in a safe space, but not comfortable sharing things with their partner or on their public Facebook page, or maybe they have friends that don't get it. It's somewhere where we're inclusive and we're like-minded in some form or another, where we can just come and say, hey, this is the problem I'm having. Do you guys have solutions? Have you ever dealt with something like this? Or just kind of work out the kinks and really find your footing with your own journey, and just kind of learning to love yourself where you're at, no matter where that is. Because I've tried, I've done gyms and now I'm 100% at home workout all the time, I do have specific programs I follow, so I do have like a calendar I keep, which helps me, because it's like if I miss a day, and that throws off my calendar, and it's like I want to finish the program in the allotted time, so there's that extra added aspect. And I definitely, we've done like group Zooms, so it's like we'll work out on Zoom together at the same time, and it's like we just mute ourselves and do our own workouts and stuff.
What's that like?
It's so much fun.
I'm like, do you? Because I guess when you take a break, like you would just watch, you're like seeing who else is like working out or what they're doing, or.
And it's one of those things where it's kind of like multi-levels to it, because for me, knowing that at any point somebody could be seeing what I'm doing helps me push that much further. But then when I'm working out, like I'm focused on myself. I'm not actually watching anybody else to see what they're doing, but it's like, we chat for a few minutes before we get started. We take a before picture, we mute ourselves, we all do our own workouts, and then once we're done, we take like an after study Zoom brave our style. And so it's just,
that's fun.
It is super fun, and it's a nice way to catch up safely. And I work with people we do multiple countries. Like, we can have people all over. So it's just a way to connect, and see people virtually safely that I wouldn't even be able to see if I'm were going to a gym somewhere
Right.
locally because I have friends all over the world.
I feel like if you were in a gym, that level of support is different.
Yeah.
So like, I know like I do center workouts, and I just started them in March before quarantine and everything happened, and I felt so awkward doing these like exercises, you know, in the gym where everybody can see you, and I'm trying them out for the first time, like multiple times watching the video, and then like, how do I do this? And so having that ability to do it at home, which is one of the reasons I was like, we got to change our space.
Yeah.
I was like, because I totally feel comfortable exercising at home without, you know, worried about anybody watching or seeing what I'm doing. So I think that Zoom level of support, you would not have that in a gym.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to get that from the other people who were there. I mean, they may not even be paying attention to you whatsoever, but it's just that there's no level of support, I guess, there.
Yeah. Well, from the same thing, like there were times where I was comfortable in the gym, times when I was uncomfortable in the gym, and for me, I actually started creating more excuses for myself when I had a gym to go to, like, oh, I can't afford the membership this month, or oh, I don't, the commute times, or oh, it's snowy, or oh, it's raining, or oh, whatever. And, yes, exactly. My excuses were actually multiple reasons why I shouldn't drive to the gym, whereas at home, like, I can work out with no pants on. Granted, that's not always recommended, but depending on what you're doing, especially for men, if you get to the knees and stuff, like, things could get squished.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yeah, try jumping down.
But I mean, for me personally, I found like that's just what works for me best. I don't have to worry about someone judging my form, someone telling me someone waiting for me to be done with equipment so that they can get their reps in. Like, I don't have to worry about what I look like, if I smell, if I want to rip ass in the middle of my workout. Like, I don't have, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, for me, it's a much more comfortable space to just be able to be in my home, in my element. I literally walk like 15 feet from my bedroom to my workout room.
Yeah.
And so it's just, for me, and I know not everyone's happy, for me, that's what helped me create the least amount of excuses for why I couldn't get shit done. So.
Jesse, for you at City Gym, when you're providing classes, is there like a Zoom option for people to participate, or is it only like an in-person type workout?
So there is a virtual option, but it is through the membership, so it's behind.
That's cool.
We're not doing Zoom right now. But just to expand on that, what Chelsea was saying, I am on the other side of that point. I need a group telling me and doing the same thing that I'm doing to push me through the workout. I love that you're able to do that at your house, and we need more of those so that we can be serving people in a virtual format. But I really like that support system that you created. That makes a lot of sense. And you're doing that same thing that I need. I need somebody just telling me what to do. And when I leave in class, I get the opportunity to share with everybody what to do, and that is what keeps me going in that class. Right? It's like sharing what people are doing exactly to their bodies at that time. So right now there's Zoom at City Gym, but it's my body.
Yeah, but I like that it's offered for members so that, they can still participate and engage without having to like be there. I mean, that's cool. I would hope that would be an option for membership. So that's really cool.
Yeah, we're just trying to get everybody at their comfort level. We're still actually doing some outdoor stuff. The weather is really getting kind of cold now, but we were sticking in there and doing some outdoor stuff early morning and evenings, just for the people that didn't want to come into the space yet. But we have really great air filtration systems. It's Syntex or something. It's a new one. So we're really doing everything we can to keep our members safe.
I know when we were talking about setting up this show and like y'all coming on, that we were going to do some yoga exercises, especially things that you can do in your office, in your home, something along those lines. So do you feel comfortable sharing those now and like showing us? And we're going to do them too.
Yeah.
So don't just think you're sitting
here.
here.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to dress differently for the
No, we're going to do it. We're going to do it in your chair.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we're doing chair yoga. So these are
chair yoga.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right? And so we have our stools.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, any chair. the idea is that
I mean,
if you're confused right now, you
Yeah, I'm gonna do mine.
Run yourself through this little spot, and just check it out. So,
is this nude? Are we taking our clothes off?
Yeah, this is nude. You should be nude.
Okay.
Like 5 more layers. With your best one.
It's colder. We kind of are huddled in or shivered in this kind of weird. So we're going to do some things that kind of get us out of that space. We're going to work with some of our heart openers, and we'll just get a little standing series. I just want to double check my head's not cut off. Okay, good. So sit up tall, maybe even at the edge of your seat. If you're ready to start,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Let's
we're
do that.
ready.
Sit up tall. You can close the eyes down, or you can keep watching the screen, whatever feels best to you. I prefer the eyes closed, just so you can start that first layer of internal focus for looking within. Start to watch your breath. What does that mean? Well, first just notice where it's traveling. Physically traveling in your nose. And we'll open the mouth and let it back out the side. One more like that. Inhale through the nostrils. And sigh it out. Seal the lips and start to breathe in and out of the nose. Every yoga practice starts with the tool of breath. Each breath is a new opportunity, a new present moment. So as we sit in this space, we remember that wherever we are is 100% okay. If we're bored, if we're anxious, if we're feeling restless, that is okay. Just acknowledge any of those emotions. Validate them with another breath in through the nose, out through the nose. Our job is to not be devoid of thought when we're creating a meditative state. Rather, we want to create a positive relationship with those thoughts. So we acknowledge that the brain doesn't just shut off. It will think. And we're still here. Have a little bit of movement into this practice. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. And exhale, hands through the heart center. Sit up even taller than you were before. Inhale, reach the hands out and up. Exhale, hands through the heart center. Just a couple more, just like that. Full length of breath, full length of movement. This is on your own pace. So if your breath is a little quicker, let it be. If your breath is a little slower, let it be. One more just like that, and then we're going to land lunge twist. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, twist over to whichever direction you twist it. Wrapping the spine or wrapping the torso around the tall spine. Take another breath here. Exhale, right. Inhale, reach back up to the middle, neutral spine. Exhale, twist to the other direction, the one that you didn't choose first. Inhale, reach the spine tall, let this twist be exactly what it is. Exhale, let the twist be again. Inhale, back to the middle. Exhale, hands through the heart center. And lift the right foot onto the left ankle. I don't know how tall your heels are, but I hope that works out.
We're pretty tall.
Just a little push of the knee down as we're still moving in and out of the nose here. but we allow that silence to be lingering so that we can really tune in to what's happening physically. I'm going to take the right hand inside the right arch, sliding down the forearm, and then twist, pressing forearm into the bottom of the foot. So if you already reached a limitation, that's okay. And if you're like, wait, am I twisting the wrong side? Let it go. Just whichever way you chose is right. There's no wrong here. We'll slowly unwind. And we're going to switch sides. Left that foot off the ankle. Switch sides. Left ankle, right knee. So really tall, smooth the breath. And then start your forward fold. Tall spine here as your forward fold. Acknowledge that this side can feel different, right? Maybe this hip has a little bit of irritation, or maybe this side is more flexible. Wherever you're at is right. Slowly add into that twist. Left hand slides down the arch of the foot towards the forearm. And just wrap the torso still in that forward fold twist. Two breaths right here. One more. Slow unwind. Set both feet down. We'll just tap them out. Okay, we're going to stand up. Always take note that if you needed to use the chair, if you were going to stay at you could absolutely take it back to the chair and hang on to it for the whole practice. Or just stand. Mountain pose, Tadasana. Feeling the connectivity of all four corners of the feet. Knees are soft and athletic. Stay in breath. I'm going to take the right toe to the inside of the left arch and then open the right knee up. Tree pose, Vrikshasana. So this is the lowest stage of this posture. The toe is still on the earth. You feel some space across the hip flexors. You feel the length of the spine. Hands can come to the hips if you really want to feel where the pelvis is lying under the spine. And then if you want to take this further today, you could lift the foot all the way inside the thigh. Not a requirement. Sometimes this one is easier than that first integral posture. So I like to stay low. I just like to also give options. One more breath like that. And we'll set ourselves out of that. Shake out the standing leg. Give a little boogie. And then right foot plants down, left big toe inside right arch. Excellent hokey pokey eggs like that.
Just shaking it out.
That was sincere. I truly mean that. Like, this is your practice. So do anything that connects you to yourself, right? In this space, we're planting a tree. But if you want to shake your booty a little bit, go ahead. This is your practice. This one would be a little bit difficult to shake the butt.
Oh my god. Sorry.
No, you're doing it. Good job.
We'll call that twerking tree.
Yes.
Come out of that, give a little pokey shake out. Okay. So, warrior two, we're going to spread the feet over apart a little bit. Bend the front knee, whichever side you chose is fine. Whichever leg is forward, great. You chose that one, that's the side you want to do first. Arms up, tall spine. Engage the inner thighs, so press the feet into the earth so the inner thighs have a little bit of light to them. And then we'll take the dancing warrior. We lift the front hand towards the ceiling, keeping the legs the same. And then lift the back hand, just back and forth.
Dancing warrior.
Full length of breath, full length of
Mama.
One more. Press the heel to the earth. And then we'll come back to warrior two, strong near across the two. And we're going to turn to the other side. So whichever side you chose first, turn, you'll face the other direction. Warrior two. Front knee, strong, inner thighs lifted up, feet pressing into the earth. Reverse, hand side angle, dancing it out. Smooth and slow.
You make it look so smooth. Your transitions are fluid.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Yes.
One more. We'll come back out of that. And just step back to the top. And realize the fingers behind you, trying to seal those palms together. And then draw those thumbs down the tailbone, opening through the heart. This is our big heart opener that we spoke about. Pause here, smooth the breath. This is like our last real push of effort. Well, almost our last push. Go two more things coming up. Just a little bit of balance. And we'll let our hands out of that, shake them out a few times. Roll the shoulders. We're going to take that same thing and have a little bit of balance. So I want you to interlace the fingers, engage here, and then stand on one foot as the other foot starts to come out.
Oh my.
Reaching the heel of the foot and the crown of the head away from each other. So if eventually you wanted to work somewhere towards parallel here, you could, but just staying in this space is excellent. Take a big breath, and we'll come back to standing. Release the hands, give them a little shake. This last side, this is going to be our last push of effort, and then we'll just take it right back down. So we engage, find the integrity of this posture. And then do the second side, opposite foot stand, opposite foot kicks out. Don't lock the knee.
That was a chair and rip that off.
That does happen in yoga.
I started saying here, this is similar to shooting out of a circus cannon. Feel some of that energy. And then we come back to standing. Shake that out. Find your chair in. Take a little seat. Sit on the edge of your seat so you can sit up really tall here. And then just take the palms face down. Close the eyes down. A little slight tuck of the chin. Lengthens the neck. Keep breathing in and out of the nose, but just let it be natural, not too controlled. We're going to stay here for 2 full minutes of silence. Just let your brain do what it does, process through the movements, understand that thoughts come and go. Your heart to not attach to any of those thoughts right now. Stay here in this moment. We'll bring you right back out. the breathing in and out. Very gently start to connect your index finger and thumb together. Flip the palms both up. This hand mudra symbolizes connectivity. Your thumb, the world. Your index finger, yourself. Touching these 2 points together, recognizing that all boundaries that the human race sets up are an illusion. Give yourself space to be. Take a breath in for your mind. Take a breath in for your body. Take a breath in for your spirit. Palms together at your heart center. Another symbol of respect for each other. The light in me recognizes the light in you. That is the simple definition of namaste. And we generally end class by saying namaste for respect. Namaste.
Namaste. Yes. Jesse, thank you.
Oh, that was lovely.
Yeah. Yeah. Chelsea, how do you feel?
I feel super relaxed. Like I mean, not that I just feel extra zen. My body feels like just loose off.
It's amazing how 10 to 15 minutes of just conscious breathing can really change what's going on in your brain. We recognize that the brain is not going to stop. We recognize that there's chatter, and then we just keep breathing, right? Because we're not going to stop the brain waves.
Yeah, I like that.
It's till the very end, then they'll stop.
Yeah, I like that you like just accept that the voices are you're gonna hear things, you're gonna think about stuff. Just accept it.
Yeah.
Be conscious with it.
Absolutely.
And let it move like you would a leaf in a stream as it floats by. Like just let that idea, that thought float by. Yeah.
Oh. You want to keep Gary I know it's a trash bag.
Crash bag. Well, I mean, we just want for that lady finds all those dildos out in the streams and rivers. I'm like, yeah, just let it by.
Yeah, I clearly did something that I'm not gonna.
Ape was like, yeah. Well, I want to. Are there any like tips, tricks, words of advice that you have for people who are maybe have taken this year to do a lot of self reflection and introspection, and maybe January they're starting a new trajectory, a new path? Do you have any like advice for someone who maybe on that path, or maybe someone who's thinking about doing that?
Jesse?
I think first of all, reach out to the people who are already in your circle, see what they're doing. If it's a small business or if it's a local business that can be supported either with a Zoom membership or there's a bunch of just local people that have Zoom memberships themselves. That's a great tool to jump into the new season. There's plenty of YouTube videos out there.
Mm-hmm.
And then also I have a Zoom Yoga Mala coming up on the 20th, which is for the solstice. It's the 108 sun salutations. It is about 2 hours of yoga, and so it is quite mentally and physically challenging. But in this structure, we are adding in a lot of modifications, so you will be able to do that same practice from a chair if you want to do it from a chair. So it's all the way from anybody that wants to do a full 108 sun salutations, the most intense style you can think of, to anybody that wants to just hold space in a chair in a meditative state. So there is no requirement that you even do 108 sun salutations. It's way more about holding the space. So that was a great way to work into a new practice. And I'd honestly just say if you're wanting yoga specifically, just Google beginner yoga.
Mm-hmm.
What can I do for 10 or 15 minutes? Beginner yoga, breath, or any of that stuff. There's a bunch of new apps out there that have great guided meditations if you're having trouble sleeping. Guided meditations that lead you to sleep are excellent. And then I highly suggest resting. Take restorative yoga, stretch, move in a way that is best for you, and honor where you are.
Yeah, I love that.
Kelsey?
I guess my main tip is whether you're looking to change or just evaluating some things in your life, make sure that you have very clear intentions of where it is that you're wanting to go, because when you have your intentions set clearly, how you get there kind of figures itself out, as long as you're really 100% committed and focused on what you want the result to be. Also, love your body exactly how it is, no matter if you feel like you're overweight, underweight, not strong enough. The real results come when you fully accept where you already are, without any changes being made. So really falling in love with yourself, whether you're 500 pounds or 90 pounds, is just really, to me personally, I think makes all the difference, because then you're coming from a place of, I am capable, I am worthy, I am, positive, I am committed. You're just coming at it from a better place, as opposed to a negative headspace. Like, I need to lose weight, I need to be skinnier, I need to be stronger. Really just coming from that place of gratitude, because when you treat your mind and your body that way, the results will follow.
Wow. Yeah.
And just a little bit on that, I am strong, or I need to be stronger. That first time that you work out, there's going to be a moment when you're saying, oh crap, this is really hard. For me, it's like almost every single workout. But acknowledging that yes, you are also strong in that moment is very powerful. Saying, yeah, this is hard right now, but I'm strong. Look, I'm here, I'm doing it, and that will help to build on to the next one.
Right.
Physically and mentally.
I think that adding in that accountability to it, sort of like holding yourself like, I'm stronger today than I was yesterday, and I made it through yesterday, so I know I can make it through this today. Sort of like building on that, on your successes, absolutely. And then pushing yourself to failure.
Yeah. Celebrating all of the little wins, today I did 7 minutes instead of 5 minutes or whatever. Celebrating every little step, and also not, the accepting the failures, learning, or pushing yourself to a failure when it is, like stuff like that, where that's what you want.
Yeah.
Just pat your fucking self on the back. Like,
right.
you have, celebrate yourself, like, be proud, and just take a moment to notice every little step that you're making in the direction that you want to go.
Exactly. Great advice. Yeah. And I love that there's support groups for people to like engage with, and I think what Jesse said, like finding somebody, ask people around you first. Talk to your friends, talk to your networks. Everybody may be on, like there may be people who are on the same page as you, and they're like, yeah, I just need a workout buddy, somebody to do this with me or to push me.
That's how when I got started, I had seen an advertisement for something online and had completed the whole application without hitting the submit button, and then I was like, I don't want to do this alone. And at that very same time, a friend of mine was like, hey, I saw this thing online, and she thought the same thing I did, and then I was like, let's do it together.
Wow.
And so, and there are sometimes where I feel like I wouldn't be with it, but I'm helping people around me. So it's like, if you're having thoughts about wanting to make some changes, there is a huge possibility that people in your circle and around you are wanting to make those changes as well. And sometimes it can be scary to reach out, but like that's all it takes is someone to be like, do you want to do this with me? Can we do this together? And that's like enough to, look at me now. You know what I mean? And so it's just incredible to focus on the people, ask the people around you, and just reach out for support when you need it, for sure.
That's awesome. Well, Ace, do you have any words of advice before we close it down?
No, I think well. I feel like, I also feel like I've been in both spaces, but I identify with both, and I really love that. I'm a person that needs groups sometimes, but also like find support wherever it's at, whether it's with your friends, whether it's with a stranger online that you can have that accountability with, or in a group class. Like I think it's important. I think if there's one thing that this year has taught us is that technology is great and Zoom can do so much and online can do so much, but we need that accountability with each other. We need that comfort with each other. We need to connect with each other in some way. Absolutely. Also, I just definitely want to thank you so much, Jesse, for joining us. I appreciate you taking some time out of your day. I feel really good. Thank you so much for that little yoga moment. It was super cute. That was so great. Chelsea, thank you so much for coming on and sharing a little bit about us. Jesse, real quick, can you give us a plug of where to find you, what you're doing?
Well, right now, probably Instagram or Facebook, as evil as social media is. My Instagram is Jesse Caleb Davis, and my Facebook is Jesse Davis Yoga. Honestly, the only thing that's coming up in the future is that mala on the 20th for the solstice, and then I also have a restorative class associated with City Gym, Yakea member. But I think you should probably get a number here if you're looking for a gym and
right.
Because there is virtual options and there is in-person options. So if you're interested in that, that's a great way to say gymkc.com, and then my social media is the best way to reach me.
And are you still at was it Wilmette?
Oh yeah, I am on that as well.
Chelsea, where can we find you?
I'm Chelsea Hastings on Facebook. My profile picture should have orange and yellow hair. You'll know it's me. My Instagram is chelsea.hastings. I also just started a blog recently called Will Bang to Absolutely Anything, and you can find that at chelseahastings38.wordpress.com.
Will bang to anything? Like
will bang to absolutely anything.
Well, now I have to find out because I'm like, what is she banging to?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anything. Literally anything. So that just recently is something I just started. So, and then you can find a link to that in my Instagram bio and on my Facebook page. I'm on Twitter. I do not tweet that often. Haven't really done it in a year. So the things you might find on my Twitter can be solid, but they're not anything recent. So Instagram and Facebook are definitely the best places to catch me.
Yeah. Ace, is there anything coming up for Woody's?
Of course, we have a bunch of events going on. What is today? Wednesday, Thursday, tomorrow we have Throw It, Thursday with DJ Adam Sir Queen. Saturday we have our Identity Party furlough. And then every single Sunday you can catch all the cheesesteaks here. Whatever time they're on, listen, great about this fest. And then a really fun, exciting thing for a lot of our viewers and a lot of our friends is that season 13 of RuPaul's Drag Race starts January 1st, Friday night, and we are the official and most fun watch party here in KC. You can also follow us at Woody's KC on our Facebook and our Instagram. Feel free to reach out. Oh, we actually just opened up a kitchen, so we have food here now.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have multiple options. We have some vegetarian options and definitely some healthier options. So it's good.
That's really good. Yeah. I'll say next week, tune in because Ace and I are going to be talking about our favorite things about Christmas and the holiday season. So, I know, it's super fun.
I'm super excited for Christmas.
So, tune in for that. And if you have something that you love about Christmas, feel free to share it with us. DM us, slide into our DMs, post on our Facebook pages so we can share that with others. Oh, yeah, hit me up. Yeah, it's totally fine. Yeah. All right, thanks, y'all. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you, Chelsea, for being here. We appreciate it so much.
Nice to see you, Jesse.
Bye.